Across the country, something strange is happening in backyards and gardens. People are spending more than ever, buying the latest tools, trying every new method they see online. And yet plants are struggling. Tomatoes don't taste the same. Soil turns dry and lifeless faster than expected. And no matter how often you pull them, the weeds just keep coming back. It's frustrating, because it feels like you're doing everything right, and still falling behind. But here's the part most people don't realize. The more complicated gardening has become, the further we've drifted from what actually works. Long before garden centers, plastic bags of fertilizer, and fancy irrigation systems, people were growing food in a much simpler way. No chemicals, no constant watering, no endless battle with weeds. And somehow, their gardens thrived. Not just survived but truly thrived. So what did they know that we've forgotten? Because once you see it, you won't just change how you garden. You'll start wondering why it was ever done any other way. Today's gardening world is louder than ever. Every season brings a new must-have, a new product, a new promise. Raised beds for better drainage, special soil blends for perfect growth, fertilizers designed for faster results, irrigation systems to save time. And at first, it all sounds like progress. But step back for a moment and ask yourself, why does it feel like more work than it used to? Why does the soil seem tired, even when you're feeding it? Why do plants struggle, even when you're doing everything by the book? For many gardeners, there's a quiet disappointment they don't talk about. They remember a time when gardens felt easier, when seeds went into the ground and simply grew, when the soil stayed soft and rich without constant attention, when weeds weren't an endless, exhausting battle. And the truth is, that memory isn't imagined. Something has changed. Modern gardening, for all its innovation, often pulls us into a cycle: buy more, do more, fix more. But the results don't always match the effort. And deep down, many people are starting to ask a simple question. What if the old ways weren't outdated? What if they were right all along? The old method people forgot. 100 years ago, gardening wasn't complicated. There were no shelves lined with brightly packaged fertilizers. No chemical sprays promising perfect results. No constant cycle of buying, fixing, and replacing. And yet, gardens flourished. Vegetables grew strong. Soil stayed rich. Harvests were reliable, season after season. So what was different? It wasn't luck. It wasn't better weather. It was a simple, almost invisible habit, something so ordinary. It didn't even have a special name back then. They covered their soil, not with plastic, not with synthetic fabrics, but with what they already had. Dry straw from the last harvest, fallen leaves swept from the yard, fresh grass clippings after a trim. Nothing wasted, nothing complicated. They simply laid it on top of the soil and let nature take over. Today, we call it mulching. Back then, it was just the way things were done. And here's what most people don't realize. That one quiet habit was doing more work than most modern gardening products combined. It held moisture in the ground, so plants didn't dry out as quickly. It blocked sunlight from reaching weed seeds, stopping them before they could even start. It protected the soil from harsh sun and heavy rain, keeping it soft and alive. And slowly, over time, it broke down, feeding the soil naturally. No extra effort, no constant intervention. Just a steady, reliable system working in the background. If you talk to older gardeners, many of them will tell you the same thing in different words. The soil was always covered, and we didn't fight the garden as much. That's the part many people today are missing. Modern gardening often leaves soil exposed, bare, vulnerable, and struggling. And bare soil is always working against you. It dries out faster. It invites weeds. It loses nutrients with every rain. So while it may seem like you're doing more, the garden is actually doing less. But the moment you return to this one forgotten habit, everything begins to shift. Water lasts longer. Weeds lose their advantage. The soil starts to feel softer, darker, more alive. And the best part, you don't need to buy anything special to start. Look around your yard. Fallen leaves, grass clippings, even kitchen scraps in some cases. The solution isn't in a store. It's already right in front of you. And once you begin, you'll start to notice something surprising. Gardening doesn't feel like a constant battle anymore. It starts to feel natural again. Why this old trend is taking over again. In 2026, Something interesting is happening in gardens across the country. People aren't just chasing the next big thing anymore. They're going back to what works. Because after years of trying every new product, many gardeners are starting to notice a pattern. The simplest method often delivers the strongest results. Mulching isn't flashy. It doesn't come in a bag with bold promises, but it quietly does what so many expensive solutions claim and fail to sustain. It holds moisture deep in the soil, so instead of watering every day, you water less, and your plants stay stronger. It blocks sunlight from reaching weed seeds. So instead of pulling weeds over and over again, they barely show up. It acts like a natural shield for protecting roots from scorching heat in summer and sudden cold in early spring. And over time, something even more powerful happens. That layer of leaves, straw, or clippings begins to break down, slowly turning into rich, dark, living soil. Not overnight, not instantly, but steadily, reliably, naturally. This is where modern gardening often gets it wrong. It looks for fast results, but healthy soil, the kind that supports strong, resilient plants, is built over time, and mulching does that work for you, quietly, day after day. That's why more gardeners are returning to it. Not because it's trendy, but because it's dependable. It reduces effort, it saves money, and it creates results you can actually see and trust. For many older gardeners, it feels less like learning something new, and more like remembering something they never should have stopped doing. Like stepping back into a rhythm that always made sense. A rhythm where the garden works with you, not against you. For some people, this isn't just a gardening method. It's a memory. A quiet morning, before the day fully begins. Watching a father spread straw between rows, moving slowly, carefully, like he understood something deeper. A grandmother at the back door, saving vegetable peels and eggshells. Not because it was trendy, but because nothing was meant to be wasted. A garden that didn't feel like hard labor, but like a place of peace. Back then, there was a different mindset. You didn't fight the soil. You didn't try to force results. You worked with what you had. You paid attention. You reused. You respected the process. And in return, the garden gave back. Not just food, but a sense of calm. A sense of rhythm. A quiet kind of satisfaction that's hard to explain, but easy to feel. Somewhere along the way, that feeling got lost. Gardening became faster, louder, more complicated. But methods like this, simple, steady, and proven, they bring something back. Not just healthier plants, but a deeper connection to the soil, to the seasons, to the people who came before us, and knew, without needing to say it out loud, that nature works best when you work with it. How to start today? You don't need to redesign your entire garden to make this work. In fact, the best way to start is small. Pick just one area, one bed, one row, even one plant. After you water, pause for a moment, look at the soil. If it's bare, that's your opportunity. Now, simply cover it. Not with anything fancy, just use what you already have around you. Dry leaves gathered from your yard, fresh grass clippings after mowing, shredded newspaper from yesterday's reading, even small twigs or plant trimmings. Spread it gently over the soil, about 2 to 3 inches thick, enough to protect the ground, but not so much that it smothers it. And here's one important detail many people miss. Keep that layer a few inches away from the base of your plants. Let the stems breathe. That small step makes a big difference. And that's it. No complicated setup, no special tools, no extra cost. Just a simple habit, repeated over time. Because every time you cover the soil, you're doing something powerful. You're holding moisture where it belongs. You're quietly stopping weeds before they start. You're feeding the ground beneath your feet. It may not look dramatic on day one, but underneath that layer, something is changing, and it's working in your favor. What happens when you stick with it? Give it a little time, not months, just a few weeks. And then, pay attention, because this is where most people have their aha moment. You'll reach down and notice the soil feels different, softer, cooler, easier to work with. Even on warmer days, it won't feel dry and lifeless. It holds onto moisture longer, which means you're not constantly reaching for the hose. Then something else happens. The weeds begin to slow down. At first, you might still see a few, but they're weaker, easier to pull. And over time, they stop showing up the way they used to. That constant battle, it starts to fade. And without even realizing it, your routine begins to change. You spend less time fixing problems and more time simply enjoying the garden. That's the real shift. Not because you're working harder, but because you've stopped working against the system and started working with it. And once that happens, gardening feels different, simpler, calmer, more rewarding. Sometimes, the best way forward isn't adding more. It's returning to what always worked. In a world full of new trends, new tools, and constant noise, the biggest gardening shift of 2026 is surprisingly quiet. It's not a breakthrough. It's a return to simpler habits, to proven methods, to working with nature instead of against it. And the beautiful part is, anyone can start, right where they are, with what they already have. So the next time you step into your garden, take a moment, look at the soil, and instead of leaving it bare, cover it. Because sometimes, the smallest change creates the biggest difference. And once you begin, you won't just see it, you'll feel it.